All right, we're in it. Back here for another episode 150, a big one. Another milestone checked off the list. I got a piece of hair sticking out my hat. It's bugging me. But yeah, Derek gave me a taste of my own medicine. Let me know he couldn't make it a few minutes before, doing stuff with the fam for 4th of July, I'm sure. But shout out, I already knew who to give the call to. Super sub, Dalton Good in the house, our own version of Regan Smith right here. He's ready to do it. Rowdy Nation's most loyal soldier. And also with me, my buddy John. First time Rose 1 through 10 appearance. Me and John are heading to Chicago tomorrow, heading to the airport. So I'm at his crib tonight. I was like, you want to come do the podcast? He said yes. So we're going to talk about some fucking racing today. And a wild one that was in Nashville. Dalton, you want to talk real quick while I get these links tweeted out?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you boys for calling me back again.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Back to back.
You guys are lucky bunch of bastards going to Chicago. I don't know how the hell y'all pulled that off. Must be nice, but yeah, and getting ready to talk about Nashville, a great race, and then a painful race for all the Kyle Busch fans out there. Now you know what it's like to be a Carolina Panthers fan, currently a Tennessee Vols fan for over 2 decades. It's I never thought it'd get this painful, but yeah, ready to talk some racing, man.
We got a rivalry here because this is old John's house. He's got the Falcon stuff right here.
Hey man, rise up! Just gotta say, rise up. Throw that in there. Shoot, I'm sure you couldn't pay to give that thing away right now.
Yeah, I know. I could probably sell it for the same price as a ticket last year for 45 cents.
God, ooh, man. Oh yeah, it's gonna be some good racing this weekend.
Yeah, we've been watching since I got off work and came to his house, and we've been watching the replay of last year's Chicago race, and just like I'm excited, man. Like, granted, last year you had like the rain situation, so like I think that definitely like helped the racing last year, and so like if we don't get rain this year, which we might not. Hopefully not, because we'll be there. But
I'm gonna look at the forecast for you already. I'm hoping that. I think it's going to be a lot better this year, and I'm curious to see like how the Chicago street race is with better conditions. But I'm looking up the weather right now. Last I checked was 40% chance. I'm going to check it again, see if anything's updated.
We can live with that.
Yeah, let's go to Chicago. Saturday looks good for Xfinity. We got Sunday PM showers. Let me read it real quick. Sunday for Chicago, Illinois, partial cloudiness early with scattered thunderstorms late in the afternoon, high 82. Winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, chance of rain 40%. I'm looking at hourly, and we might be good. It looks like rain starts at 1 o'clock, ends at 3, and then it's good for the rest of the way.
Yeah, we can definitely work with that.
Oh, yeah, I can definitely live with that.
So, yeah, shaping up to be a hell of a weekend. Yeah, by the way, did you see that article earlier that Adam Stern tweeted from that fucking idiot in Chicago?
No, what'd he say?
Oh my God, dude, I gotta find like just this headline. Like, this is like a lot of people bitching about this from both, you know, there's a certain party of people you would expect to be bitching about this, the Chicago residents, and then there's the other party of people you would expect to be bitching about this, which is the Brett Griffins of the world, and I think everybody knows what I'm getting at.
You know what's funny? Brett Griffin has to go to Chicago this weekend to spot for Austin Hill.
Does he really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, Brett Griffin's Austin Hill spotter this year for all the races he's running, and Austin Hill's running in Chicago this week, so
all that bitching he did, I'll never fucking go to that place. Like year 2, he's there.
Yep.
He said, I'm never spending my fucking 4th of July in Chicago. Like, there he is.
Get ready to learn Chicago, buddy.
Here we go. Daily Herald columnist refers to NASCAR Chicago as a grossly gone from Carolina NASCAR races. I'm trying to get this to focus. And says that the event is a disruptive spectacles that Chicago needs like a Chuck E. Cheese exhibit at the Art Institute.
Yeah.
He's just like, it's disrespectful to my city that they're racing cars here. So, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. A lot of bitching out there. And
I mean, when isn't there, bitching? You know what I mean? It's a
I'm fucking hyped, dude. Like, I haven't been this excited to go to a race in a long time. It's something so unique that neither of us have ever experienced. I'm fucking through the moon, dude. Like I said, I haven't been this excited to go to a race.
I'm not excited, but for reasons you made to think.
Yeah, you don't expect that number 8 to be up front this weekend?
No, dude. I don't. Dude, if he gets another DNF, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because last weekend was like the tipping point for me. Just,
dude, I already Kyle's my guy, and I like Chase too. Like, those are my two guys. I think I'm rocking Chase stuff this weekend, dude.
You might as fucking well be at this point. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
Like, because I'm just like, am I going to go all the way to Chicago to, like, rep my driver for him to run, like, 25th all day? Or am I going to rep, like, my second favorite driver who I think actually has a chance to win the race?
Normally it pisses me off when you root for Chase Elliott, but honestly, I'm here to tell you that might not be a bad option anymore.
Yeah, especially this race in particular. Like, because I think Chase is going to be strong on Sunday.
Because I literally made like a ass out of myself in front of my dad last week when I was at his house watching it.
About the struggles of Kyle.
Travis, you're freezing. All right, looks like we're experiencing technical difficulties. I better let him know.
There we go. We're back. All right. Yeah, cut out for a second. But
there you are.
All right.
Okay,
yeah, I just saw you texted me too.
What were you saying again?
Yeah, I was just saying, like, we documented Kyle's struggles last week, and then this week, like, what do you know? It's like more of the same, then not more of the same, and then more of the same. Like,
I made a little ass out of myself at my dad's house last week. You know that meme that people post, like, when they take a picture of like a smashed TV and say, like, I just smashed TV in front of my kids, and my wife just divorced me, I'm going to a hotel. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's almost what I did. When Kyle got ready on that restart, I just got my shit and flipped off the TV and said, Dad, I'm going home. Bye.
I don't blame you, man. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, fucking hell, man. Like, just like the way his whole day turned around, and, like, he's up front. I thought he had, like, a legit chance to win. Dude, the way he was, like, and he was on old, like, no tires, too. And everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was racing the hell out of Denny. Like, he was holding Denny off, like, clearly faster than him. Like, it was insane to watch. And then just it all crumbles down in typical Kyle Busch fashion.
He's just so unlucky. Like, Kyle Busch can't even get laid in a whorehouse with a fistful of dollars.
Dude,
like,
I will say, we say Kyle's unlucky. He did get a fucking gift from NASCAR,
and he still got fucked up. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, we'll get into Nashville. Also, one of the stories of the week I wanted to bring up, because we hinted at it last week on here, and then, like, the day after we hinted at it, all the news drops. Got to talk about it. The Bubba Wallace, Eric Almirola.
It's finally true. It finally comes out.
Dude, I just, like I said on here last week, I said it a couple weeks before that too. Like, I was like, this rumor's around. I think it's probably bullshit, but a lot of people are saying it. So I at least, like, note that that's what people are saying. Like, sure enough, it was true. You saw that, right? The Bubba Wallace, Eric Almirola.
Actually, like, not. So for those that aren't as educated, can we get some enlightenment on here?
So Eric Almirola just, like, disappeared from Gibbs and Xfinity.
Okay.
And, like, a few races he was supposed to do, he wasn't in. Like, Charlotte was the first one. And, like, there's a rumor going around on Twitter that, like, him and Bubba got in, like, a fight in a Toyota meeting.
Really?
And he got suspended or fired. And, like, yeah, most people are like, okay, whatever. Like, it's probably bullshit. Comes out last week. Completely true. It happened.
He's gone.
He's suspended, and he's coming back at Indy.
Man.
Yeah, it was so weird, because I remember that week he was supposed to run Charlotte, and then out of nowhere they just said Ty Gibbs is stepping in, but they never gave a reason. I'm like, okay. I'm sure that was probably like a Joe Gibbs. at first I thought that was just like Joe Gibbs was letting him in for some reason. I don't know. I didn't really think about it too much. And then the very next week, some random guy just posted that rumor online, and all the Bubba fans were coming over there, just calling him names, saying it was bullshit. He made him delete the tweet. And turns out he was right a couple weeks later.
I got to give a shout out to I believe it's this guy right here. This is the guy that had it. So he deserves it. NASCAR Prophecy.
Yeah, that's him.
And everybody's like, whatever, dude, fuck you. Like, you're just talking shit about Bubba. Yeah, he stood by it for weeks. It turned out that's
sorry, sir. I wasn't familiar with your game.
Dude, so to fill you in too, John, the article, it didn't get into specifics, but it said they ruled Eric Almirola like the aggressor or whatever. But I for the life of me, I wasn't there. I don't know who's right and wrong, but I doubt Eric just decided to start swinging on Bubba for no reason. So I would just love to know what was said and what led up to that.
Well, they hate each other, right? Do you remember the 600 last year during the rain delay? Yeah.
And Bubba said Eric was a dick to him, when he took over the 43 too, and they definitely have a history. But for them to get in a fight in a random fucking Toyota meeting,
that's honestly just funny. Who fights in a meeting?
I feel like we're at a time too where it's kind of we have so much access to the internet, you don't know what's actually smoke and what's legit, what actually sticks. So when stuff like that comes out, it's definitely crazy to see where it leads to.
Yeah. But I'm just we'll never know the truth, but I would love to know what was actually said. I'm not, because I'm sure there was something that was said that led to that incident escalating, which one side or another said something, and that led up to that. And I just like I said, whether it was Bubba, whether it was Eric, whoever, I would love to know what led up to that.
I don't think we'll ever know, but
no,
that's wild still. In a meeting of all places.
Dude, if they ever do those fucking Q&As at the stage, I'm just gonna grab the fucking microphone and be like, "Hey, what did Eric say to you?" Or what did Bubba say to you?
Please.
Dude, I have to know, because that's this wild story that is actually what happened. But surprising, I mean, Eric's still around. He's going to be back. So I was honestly because, that was the original rumor, was that he was fired, but he's coming back, it sounds like. So, yeah, that was one of the stories of the week. And then the other, I guess we found out today, Josh Berry to the Wood Brothers. You got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I feel like Josh deserves better, but I still like this move for Wood Brothers. I'm very disappointed that Rodney Childers ended up not following him there. I thought if Rodney could have followed Josh Berry over to that team, they really could have made something happen. But I'm just curious how this is going to work out. I think we're about to find out if Wood Brothers has an equipment problem or a driver problem, because Blaney was really the last driver that made Wood Brothers worth a damn. And then when he left,
Matt did a good job there too. He got him in the playoffs and almost made the playoffs his second year. It was when they went to the next gen and when Harrison stepped in, they went from a borderline playoff contender to off the fucking map.
Yeah, Matty D wasn't that far off from where, how Blaney ran in that car. But then Matty D ended up screwing himself out of the ride. So, yeah, I mean, Josh Berry, Tennessee boy, go Vols. Really happy for him. But we'll see how it works. I'm excited for him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I said this last week too when me and Derek, you were on here too when we were talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm not completely just going out defending Harrison Burton, but I don't think Harrison Burton's as bad as the results are showing. I feel like Josh will definitely do a better job in the car than Harrison's doing, but it's definitely something with that car too, because I don't think Harrison is that bad. I don't think it's just all him.
Do you think Harrison was rushed?
He was definitely rushed.
Yeah,
he was definitely rushed. I mean, he had one good year in Xfinity, and they put him up there. I was like, everybody was kind of surprised when it came out that way too, but he has the money, and the KHI management, they do a good job getting their drivers out there and getting them rides and stuff. That's why, you're hearing about Riley Herbst getting thrown around for cup rides. Like, he's a KHI guy too. Like, they're a good management and representation team. And it goes to show, like, they got Harrison Burton a cup ride, and obviously there's some money involved there too. But
I would love to see Riley Herbst at Rick Ware Racing in the 15 car.
That's the rumor. That or front row. But
actually, what about Noah Gregson in the front row?
I think that one's happening. So they got 2 seats to fill because they bought the new charter and McDowell's gone. So I think Noah's definitely getting one of those. The second one, we were talking about this in group chat earlier. I could see that being Riley, but
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because he's driven for them before. But yeah, there's the rumors about Riley to Rick Ware out there. So it'll be interesting that second front row seat. As the dominoes begin to fall, it's probably like the last good, quality seat out there. Like the for as wild as we heard the silly season was going to be. Obviously we had the SHR stuff, but people kind of knew that was coming for a while. But the dominoes definitely fell pretty quick.
Yeah. Are there any more seats that need to be filled, or is that the last one?
So we still have Trackhouse is going to buy a charter. That's probably going to be SVG.
Yeah.
And then which will be SVG or Zane. It'll be one of those two because Trackhouse has both of them under contract. So I imagine that'll probably be Shane if it comes down to those two. But so you have that one, and then 2311 is rumored to be buying one of those SHR charters too. And we saw this weekend Corey Heim running. He's the rumored favorite to get that ride, but we'll see how those dominoes fall. So yeah, silly season's definitely coming into form.
Now we're about to figure out where Rodney Childers is going to end up.
Yes. Yeah, you brought that up. They're talking about, they asked Wood Brothers today. So they didn't rule out Rodney going there, though. They said, they just wanted to get Josh's deal done. And then, now they're going to work, fill the team now. So I guess there's still a chance Rodney could end up there.
That's the biggest free agent crew chief out there right now.
Oh, yeah. If he doesn't end up going with Josh, yeah. If I'm a top team, need a crew chief, I'm on the phone with him. Stat. You imagine you put Rodney with fucking, it's crazy because he just won the championship, but his fucking Blaney, what the fuck were they doing this weekend with that strategy? Is that the dumbest strategy?
Oh yeah.
And obviously, I guess with how crazy it was, they ended up finishing 12th or some shit like that.
Wait, didn't they get involved in the big wreck on one of the last overtimes too?
Yeah.
And he still came back and finished, yeah.
And that strategy made no sense.
No.
None. When he stayed out leading all those laps and had to pit under green.
I guess he had flashbacks of a Gateway.
Man, I don't know. I feel like we can't. I feel like with the Blaney fans, it's kind of like a consensus that the pit crew's kind of shooting Blaney in the foot right now. A couple weeks back, I'm running out of gas on white flag, and it's just, come on, what are we doing? It's just crazy.
Yeah, well, at least you got that Iowa win.
Yeah, true. That's a nice one, but
we ain't got shit.
Yeah, I just feel like we could be doing more. We're getting so close to having a lot of good wins, and we're just shitting the bed on the end of them.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to do shit, and that's a good jumping off point to Nashville, because the playoff bubble is getting thinner because Joey Logano was on it, and he is off of it now. By the way, so I need to give some context here, John. John's a Penske guy.
Yeah.
That is Joey Logano's biggest hater in the universe.
Really?
I
would have been a little bit better to know before he got live stream.
I just kind of thought to say that. Yeah, he's a Penske fan.
I'm just glad he chose Blaney over Logano.
I can't choose Cindric. Who's a Cindric fan?
Exactly.
But so we get to Nashville. Joey Logano gets the win. I mean, we'll go through the race. I didn't really see the most of the first part of the race before the rain delay, but it doesn't sound like I missed much. I mean, you can
No.
fill me in on that maybe, but
No, yeah. Stage 1 was really clean and green almost. It was very difficult to pass like early on in the race. Like tires just did not matter in this race. Christopher Bell, he was the dominant car pretty much the whole day until he got taken out, or he took himself out, excuse me. Swept the stages, and then when everybody flip-flopped, strategy halfway through stage 3, that's when the whole race just flipped over. Like it just became a whole nother animal right after that.
yeah, it sounds like I was able to see things at the right time because I mean I got home like while it's still rain delay, and probably like 15 minutes after I got home, they were getting ready to fire him back up. But like I said, like Christopher Bell definitely had the dominant car because even after the delay, he ended up leading 143 laps.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Bell led a good chunk of that race. He definitely had the dominant car. The Toyotas were definitely the best cars in the field in general. Like Denny had the best car there at the end. Probably should have won. And then Truex was up there at the end racing for it. Gibbs was fast all day. He ended up getting caught in some of
Tyler
that.
Reddick.
What'd you say?
Tyler Reddick.
Yeah. Tyler Reddick. I've said it on here before. He doesn't get mentioned in that category of like drivers who are fucking menaces, I guess. But like Tyler Reddick's a fucking menace. That dude causes some shit.
Yeah.
And then dude, Reddick fucking crying after the race. It's Nashville, dude.
Well, over what? Like,
because he finished second.
Oh, well,
he was crying.
I was too, but
for different reasons.
Yeah. I was just like, I said like I was like, is this the fucking Daytona 500 or Nashville in the middle of June? Like he's fucking crying. Like,
yeah, and he went on the. I don't know if you listen to Accidental. You probably don't, but yeah, nope. He was on Denny's podcast because he won the bracket challenge, and yeah, he was still in pain after that race for some reason. I don't know why, but I feel like Denny Hamlin should have been crying over him because he was the one that should have had that in the bag. But Austin Cindric can't hold the damn car straight for 2 more laps. So,
dude, did you see the meme where it was like, whoever wins the bracket challenge gets to come on my podcast this week? And then it was like Chase Elliott and showed him bragging.
Just try to do everything he can to not do it.
He's like, absolutely fucking not. So, yeah, by the way, I had Tyler Reddick as the champ in my bracket.
So did I.
Need to fly. Hell yeah. We're just a couple. I mean, my bracket was not good, but I did have Tyler Reddick winning it. So, yeah, we'll pat ourselves on the back a little bit there. But, like, overall, though, like, I did enjoy, like, watching that race play out. Like, it was, like, you had guys busting their ass and, like, Christopher Bell and everything. Like, it's obviously like it was tough out there, and like I thought a good amount of the racing was solid and was fun to watch. And then obviously the chaos at the end made it pretty entertaining. I'm always for the chaos. So like when a race goes like that, I'm all for it, man. It's fun. It's fun for me.
Yeah. So I thought really, even though it was tough to pass most of the day, I thought the racing like was okay. Like I really didn't hate it at all. But then we get to the final stage, and like I said, like the race itself just became a whole different animal halfway through when everybody flip-flop strategies. Christopher Bell got back in traffic in dirty air, got loose, took himself out, and then the race has changed immediately. We were about to have a good finish with just Denny and Ross right there, and I was going to be satisfied. And like I said, Kyle Busch too, about to get a top 5, like a much-needed top 5. I was going to be completely content with that, but he radioed in that the engine was blowing up. I told him, listen, just survive 20 more laps and get that top 5 and get the hell out of here, because he was already running like 33rd like the whole day, and that strategy with him taking no tires really helped out, and it was about to work out. But then, like I said, Austin Cindric can't hold the damn car straight for 2 more laps. Like the way he wrecked too was just honestly embarrassing. Like he was just trying to, I guess, side draft off to Noah Gragson, just like completely lost it down the backstretch of all places. It made no sense. But Travis, I want to ask you too. Like this has been the topic of the week. The overtime rule. Like, listen, I don't mind a good overtime finish here and there, or green white checkered, but I feel like when it takes you over an hour to finish 2 laps of race, that's just where it gets stupid to me. And listen, I'm not saying this because Kyle got wrecked. I just feel like I said this at Coda last year when everybody just kept wiping each other out, and it took them an hour to finish the last 2 laps of the race. It gets ridiculous. Like just finish the last 2 laps and go home. I'm not a fan of that.
So are you saying they should cap out the overtimes? Like, are you?
I had no problem with them. Remember back when they had only 3 attempts?
Yeah,
that was fine. I don't know why we had to go back to 1, and it turned out a complete disaster at Talladega 25th. Yeah. And then the dumbass overtime line. I hope we never go back to that again. That was awful. And then the unlimited overtimes too. I feel like 3's enough.
I'm good with the unlimited because it's just like my opinion on it is like, how often do we see that come into play? It's like, every once in a blue, like this is the first time we've ever gotten 5. That's the most ever. So it's like, I don't think it's something that's like, if we were getting 5 overtimes every week, they're gonna have to do something. But like, if it's just one time, like, whatever, it's fine. I get it. Like I said, if it's every week we're getting 5 overtimes and like it's ridiculous, like week after week after week, then yeah, like eventually they'd probably have to like cap it at 3 again or something. But like for it just being something that's like come into play like one time, I don't think it's anything that like they need to make a rule about or anything. And it really wasn't like it wasn't a shit show and like guys were running each other over and shit. It was just guys like running out of gas that were causing it. So it's like they were really doing it to themselves. Like,
yeah, and another thing that annoys me, like, I mean, yeah, I agree. Everybody was running out of gas, but the people that wrecked were all like in the top 20. Like they had no shot of winning. They were still like racing like idiots and wrecking each other. That's just what I don't like about it.
Other than Larson costing a couple of those.
Oh my God, dude.
I don't know. I'm pretty impartial about it because of the results of the race, but I feel ultimately like if it was been different, I do think it is a little, I don't want to say egregious, but I do think, I don't know, like you're saying, like it's a little much. And I don't know, maybe that leads a little more insight into why Reddick was crying. I mean, if I was racing for that long, I'd probably be crying too, if I'm being completely honest with you.
I
mean, dude, like Zane Smith almost won that race. Like,
I thought that was Bubba Wallace at first.
Really?
Yeah. They kind of had the same paint scheme a little bit. I had no idea that was Zane Smith, but hey, good for him, honestly.
Dude, one of those last restarts, it was like the perfect like prime position. And like, I admit he's not doing a good job this year, but I always liked the guy. I thought Corey was like going to have like a real chance because he was like the first car that was like not like over 100 laps on fuel. And I was like, I was going to be so happy if Corey won. Like, and he looked like he was like something broke on his car on one of those restarts. And because like, he was right up there where Zane was. I think he was ahead of Zane, and Zane ended up finishing second. So like, you think if something didn't break on Corey's car, like something, because remember he went to pit road and they like went in like the wheel well and popped his hood and everything. Like, if something didn't break on one of his cars, it's crazy. Like, he would have had a real chance to compete for that thing. Like, that's when this shit was getting crazy to me. It's like everybody ahead of him was like over 100 laps on fuel, and then it was Corey and it was Zane. And I was like, holy shit, Corey LaJoie might win this fucking race. I know you don't like him, and I admit he's not done a good job this year. I'll say that, but just like I've always liked him as a racer, and like I think he's good for the sport. He does a good job promoting the sport and everything. So I was gonna be really happy if he got one. It seemed like he had like a real chance to get one on like whatever the second to last restart or whatever one that was.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like after Kyle wrecked, I turned it off. I didn't even watch the rest of it, and probably a good idea I did.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about you when Joey won. I was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah.
On that, like, if you're gonna talk about guys that can conserve gas, I know you hate him, but how did he not run out of fuel?
Oh, it's insane.
I swear, Logano backs into more wins than Alex Bowman.
I mean,
like, man,
how does he save over 100 laps of fuel when the fuel run at Nashville is 85?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, there were like an insane amount of caution laps in that.
But still, man, it's just crazy.
But I mean, obviously, because he was racing Briscoe for the win, and Briscoe ran out, and Briscoe pitted 3 laps after he did.
Yeah, around the same time, yeah.
So, like, it made no sense. And, I mean, like, I don't like Joey either, but credit to him and credit to that team for, you know, I did notice, like, so you remember when Ross first, like, when Ross was about to win the race, like, you know, 8 overtimes ago.
Yeah.
He stayed out and they played strategy, or did he take 2, whatever he did.
Yeah.
Him
tires.
and Logano were on the same strategy. And they were the only 2 on that strategy. Ross drives up to the lead. Joey drops like a rock back to like 15th. But Ross drove up to the lead when they played that strategy. So, like, there was clearly he was slow. And I don't know if they just didn't have any speed, or he was intentionally. Obviously, he was saving fuel. But I don't watch Denny's podcast. Fuck Denny. But I did see on Twitter him talking about it, and his crew chief said something too. Like, you know, obviously they were slow all day. Like, they weren't like contenders or anything. And like, he did drop, like I said, I noticed him drop like a rock on that one restart. So I'm sure there was a lot of fuel saving that went into that. And I mean, the fact that played into their favor is just like, the way that played out is just like mind boggling.
It just pisses me off. Like,
yeah, I mean, I was pissed too. I didn't want him to fucking win. And like, dude, like I said, like, we would have had a chance. Like, I would have been happy to see Zane Smith win, man. That would have been, I mean, I would have hated to see another playoff spot go away for Kyle's sake. But, I mean, it was just for the nonsense of it. If Zane Smith won that race, I would have been like, hell yeah, dude.
Oh, I'd much rather have that.
Right.
But we
like,
can't have nice things, so.
Just the hilarity, by the way, of if Zane won that race, he's fucking 35th in points. He's literally dead last of full-time drivers, and he would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's something that almost happened.
But must be nice to get lucky.
Oh my God! So Kyle did get lucky, then he didn't get lucky. So first off, the reason Kyle was up there, like, I will pat my boy on the back. He fucking on old ass tires drove the shit out of that thing, dude. Because he restarted 10th, 11th, somewhere around there.
Yeah, he was passing cars. Great.
Yeah. Like, on old, like, everybody around him had fresher tires than him. Like, he was like holding Denny off. That Denny had the best car in the race at that point, and like, he held Denny off for laps. Like, Denny was getting pissed. It seemed like they were kind of taking swipes at each other and stuff at one point, like, because Denny could not get past him, and that was insane to me, because Denny had the best car in the field, and Kyle was able, on old tires with a car he'd been struggling with all day, to hold him off and like drive up through the field. I mean, he drove naturally, like, without any of the bullshit. What did he drive up to 4th?
Yeah, or 3rd until Larson passed him.
3rd, yeah. So like, he fucking wheeled it to get up there, dude. That was different Kyle Busch than we've seen all year. Like, it was fun there for a while, because it felt like we were like, Kyle had figured something out, and like we were seeing like a vintage Kyle Busch performance.
I guess he just needed track position, because he didn't really have a good qualifying lap, and that set him back already. So I feel like maybe if he had qualified better, maybe, you know, he would have run a lot better. But it's just a shame, dude. Like, you know, finally he comes to life. He's about to get another top 5 finish, and he just gets screwed out of it.
Yeah.
I get sick and tired of it. Like, that's why I got so mad, because I watched Sonoma, and Kyle's about to finish top 5. I was going to be completely okay with that, and Ross just completely wipes him out in the 4th turn. And Kyle, great, I know Kyle ran out of gas, but he still, like, he left Ross all the room in the world, and Ross still missed the corner and wiped his ass out, and that pissed me off. And I literally thought, you know, we're about to get a top 5. And when Austin Cindric spun, I'm like, we're about to get fucked out of this hard. And that's exactly what happened. And then, not only that, NASCAR actually helps Kyle Busch, saves his ass, get him his 4th place spot back. And
gave him a fucking gift. Like, dude, like,
he was in
NASCAR. As a Kyle Busch fan, that was fucking insane. He was in the wreck.
He was scraping the shit out of that wall. Like,
He was in the wreck. Like,
I'm surprised he didn't go to pit road to change tires or fix damage.
yeah.
And he was on
he had
the
to hold the
DVP.
brake for half a lap. Like,
And he was on the DVP.
he was in the wreck. Like,
Damn.
did you say? I know you said you didn't get to see a lot of the race. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I saw
Like,
that.
yeah,
I feel like it's hard to miss that. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Like that's
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
wild.
The announcers like Letarte was like, "Oh, Kyle Busch is back and forth on
Jeff
like the
Bird was
one."
pissed.
Like,
Jeff Bird was pissed.
dude, I was like, "What the hell?" Like that made no sense. So
Yeah, Jeff Bird was sitting there like, "That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous."
dude, I mean, it was insane. Like, but the incident that led to that, we do need to talk about because Denny and Larson have obviously had an ongoing feud.
Wait, I'm sorry. Real quick before we do, I remember when Kyle got in that wreck. I remember my boy said, "Don't. He's back at the fourth. He's back at the fourth. We're gonna be fine." I'm like, guys, he's not gonna be all right. Something bad's gonna happen again. He's gonna get fucked out of it. And what do you know? 2 overtimes later. But yeah, I didn't expect it. But anyway, yeah. Sorry. Continue.
So Denny and Kyle Larson have been having their feud that's been going on for about 3 years now. Like this is probably the third year of it that it's like, and I mean, so you remember last week at New Hampshire, obviously, like we heard the radio where his spotter fucking called him out for letting Denny push him around, basically.
Which he ain't wrong.
Yeah, and
I like Denny Hamlin, but he's right here.
Yeah. So they went down into turn one. Denny takes the inside. Larson in third, starts inside of him. Ross is in second. And so Denny knew what was coming. He protected bottom like as much as he could because like he knew that move was coming. And so which I don't and I think Larson was just trying to go in there and just knock the shit out of Denny. Like I don't like that, which is why the incident happened which I mean, can you blame Larson?
I mean, no. I mean, I told Dad this. Like, again, I like Denny Hamlin okay. I mean, yes, he has his moments where I don't like him, but I mean, overall, I like what he's done for sport. I'm a big fan of his podcast. But I'm also a Larson fan too. I mean, I respect the shit out of the guy. And my dad, he's just like you. He hates Denny Hamlin, but he loves Kyle Larson. Him and I were watching the race together, and we saw that happen. And Dad was like, I hope Kyle Larson wrecks Denny Hamlin. I told Dad, I'm like, listen, Kyle Larson's a pussy. Like he is because like Denny runs him over like on a consistent basis over and over and over again, and Larson doesn't do anything about it.
No.
Now, granted, I know that they don't like people, wrecking people back because like NASCAR is very inconsistent on those calls, but I mean, still though, like Larson just lets Denny Hamlin run him over on a consistent basis, and that's why Denny's used to it. But like that's why he's never going to stop because Denny's going to be like, okay, well, if Larson ain't going to do nothing about it, I'm going to race him like shit as many times as I want to, as long as I can get away with it. And then Larson finally got fed up with it, and then
and I think this was Larson finally trying to fight back in this situation, but he clipped the apron trying to get under Denny, and it shot him up into Ross.
But he completely missed.
And everybody was like, "This is one thing." Everybody on Twitter was like, "Oh, fucking Ross didn't like." I have no sympathy for Ross Chastain. like the fact like people are just like, "Oh, like Ross didn't deserve this," and like shit, like, bruh, like I do not like give a fuck. Mr. Ross Chastain. Like he's got a few coming his way.
Yeah.
I'm just at the point where it's like I just want to see him fight personally. I don't know. I think
it's gonna happen soon.
The feud's been going on a little too long, and I mean, with the fines we've been putting out, I mean, I think they can get away with a pretty good one.
Larson's not gonna fight anybody though. And it's like, I mean, let's be honest. The dude's like 5'6", like 130 pounds. Like I don't think he's fighting. I don't think he's fighting him. I mean, yeah, Ricky, but but Ricky's fucking yoked. Larson's a little tweezer, so I don't think he's gonna be out there fighting anybody. But I mean, yeah, I mean, that's why I was like, I got about a shout out to that made me think as I'm talking about this. But yeah, I mean, like Larson was finally trying to give it back to Denny, and to Denny's credit, like he did a good job protecting that. But yeah, everybody was fucking pitching a fit on Twitter about how shitty Larson is and how fucking terrible it was and everything. Shout out to this fucking pussy, by the way. If anybody's fucking listening to this. Like, so this guy fucking tweets some dumb shit and is like, oh, fucking.
I actually saw this, yes.
Yeah, so like he's like tweeting about Denny and like Denny like never done anything wrong. Larson's a fucking asshole and like it's like that's what like I didn't cuss at this guy. I didn't fucking insult him. I just replied. It was like, okay, so we're just gonna ignore all the times like Larson or Denny's run Larson over. I've literally tweeted this fucker like a list of like 8 incidents where like Larson's down to Denny basically.
And you didn't call him names, you didn't insult him. Yeah, like,
yeah.
But, like
and then he's like says I didn't see what he said because he blocked me like before I could fucking like he said some smart ass shit back and then blocks me. Like just a fucking pussy. So yeah, fucking yeah, rowdy _70. You're a fucking bitch and you're a typical fucking like NASCAR Twitter fucking fake tough guy who fucking sucks Denny Hamlin's dick, and then fucking anybody fucking says anything bad about their fucking king, like then they fucking they're like that's just the classic like let me get a little smart ass comment in there and then block this guy because like me and Vince on the same thread we're like going back and forth, but like me and Vince debate all the time, like we're friends, like it's never like so we're going back and forth like, and then that fucking rowdy _70. Yeah, I wish he wouldn't even fucking have Rowdy anywhere near his name. He fucking makes us all look bad. But
that sounds like Pete Stoney, you know.
Yeah.
When he like replied back with a comment and blocks you immediately before you can even respond.
Yeah. Fucking
same
exactly. Thing. Same kind of shit. Except this is
Burner. I don't know.
This is like your fucking NASCAR Twitter like 15-year-old who calls themselves like an influencer because they tweet stupid takes. Like
anything to get clicks.
So yeah, shout out to that guy. Like I just thought it was funny because like I didn't even like insult this guy or anything. I was just bored on Twitter, For You page. You know how it goes. Saw it, didn't agree with it, shot a reply off. It was Sunday night after the race. Wasn't being an asshole or anything. Fucking tough guy just doesn't. I guess I made too good of points for him, but I digress.
It's the new generation of NASCAR kids on Twitter. I mean, yeah.
So
that's one of the reasons why I don't tweet much anymore.
Fair enough. I don't know. As much as I kind of despise Hamlin, man, he had a rocket strapped to him in qualifiers. That was pretty wild to what we seen. Dude,
me and him were watching qualifying together on Saturday. By the way, Dalton. Like, I'll ask you because did that format make any like? I literally do not understand this format. Like, still.
Can you imagine explaining this qualifying format to the new casual fan that NASCAR thinks is coming in? Like,
dude, I've been a NASCAR fan.
Like literally, like a casual fan comes in and says, "So, can you explain qualifying to me?" And then, like, you literally write like a math equation on the fucking chalkboard just to explain how it works.
Dude, yeah. So Brad was in second
with the faster time.
Yeah, he was in second. But he had a slower lap time than Larson and somebody else who were behind him. Then somebody qualified faster than Brad, and Brad went from like second to fifth. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I literally don't understand it. Like,
why can't we just go back to simple times, the single car qualifying? What was wrong with that?
Either that or just like the regular group qualifying. Like, I was fine with that one.
And like the qualifying order was like, I guess what was it back in the day? Like, was it like where they finished like the previous race, or was it practice speeds, or how did that work? Like
the order?
Yeah, like when they had single car qualifying, like way back in the day. Do you remember?
I think it was owners points.
Okay, yeah.
Here's
but yeah,
the new qualifying.
Okay,
it makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, but NASCAR has to
gibberish.
Second round.
Has to complicate everything. It pisses me off.
Second round, top 5 each group go out by order of speed, but instead of second round results determining 1 through 10, starting order by speed. Group B cars start rows 2 through 5 on the inside. Group A cars start 2 through 5 on the outside.
What are we doing?
Fastest overall is pole. It gets lane choice among the top 2.
What are we
Who fucking came up with that, dude?
I don't know what NASCAR has been on lately about overcomplicating stuff that shouldn't be overcomplicated.
That's what they love to do, dude. Like it's funny. It's funny. They're trying to attract the casual fan, but when they bring him in there, they're not going to understand any of this, and they're going to get the fuck out of here.
NASCAR could be the easiest sport to like explain. It's like they're cars and they go fast, and it's like NASCAR is just like we gotta fucking find a way to complicate this
like,
shit.
I hate explaining NASCAR to new fans or people that don't even watch because like I try to keep it like under 30 seconds, but you just can't do that. You have to take like 10 minutes out of your time to explain everything.
You know what the classic one is? Like you probably had this is like when you explain like NASCAR to people who are like just getting into it, is like when you're explaining the playoffs and they're like, so these guys aren't like, they're just out here driving, like when you're saying like, yeah, so they're not in the playoffs, but they're still racing. And you're like,
yeah.
so these guys are just like hanging out. Like that's always like,
burning fuel.
Like it's like just like people just can't comprehend. I mean, I don't blame them. Like if it's a new sport to you, like obviously it's gonna be like it makes sense to us, but like that's always, which I like the playoff format for what it's worth, but like that's always a classic one.
Like this is what the format. This is what
exactly
right now. Like this.
God damn, dude. I mean, like, oh my god.
I don't know. I don't know, dude.
So we got on that tangent, but you were saying how Denny he laid down a rocket lap in qualifying.
Like 8.5, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 295. Jeez.
I mean, he was a whole 1/10 of a second faster than the field. So I don't usually watch qualifying, but that was one time I watched. I was like, damn. Like
I said, normally, I don't know. That gives me more reason to feel like I don't want to watch it. How complicated that was.
Oh my god, dude! It was like it just broke my brain. Like I had no idea like what was happening.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
make everything complicated.
Anyway, we got off on that. We were talking about Larson, Denny. Yeah. Yeah, I think Larson was just trying to pay him back, and didn't work out, and then fucking ran out of gas.
Thanks.
Right in front of the number 8 car.
Yeah.
Dude, the one thing that salvaged that was Kyle doing fucking burnouts on the front stretch, and like they showed the camera, and he like got out like he fucking won the race.
I didn't even see that. Like as soon as he like hit the wall, that's when I got up and left.
Dude, he had the flat. And you know how the cars get like fucking beached when they have like flat tires and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to get it going. And, like, fucking like
yeah,
dude,
like,
it was like
I didn't see any of that. Like I was in John City watching it with my dad, and like as soon as Kyle hit the wall, I got up, grabbed my shit, and just like walked out the door, drove 3 hours back to my house. I didn't even watch the finish.
Dude, the crowd was going fucking crazy too.
Of course they were. They jack off every time Kyle, especially in NBC. Like I love NBC, but dude, I get it. Like everybody hates Kyle Busch. You don't have to look at the fans cheering every time he breaks out. Like stop.
I think this time, I think they were just like cheering because he was like doing a burnout.
I hope.
Like I think they were. I don't think they were like cheering because Kyle wrecked. I think they were.
When I saw the replay, I saw like a couple middle fingers too, but
maybe a little bit of both.
But yeah, man, that was disappointing, man. Like now especially with Joey winning, it's like
that's why I did not go this past weekend. Not only I would have baked in a damn 100-degree heat there, but like literally, if I was there, I would have just like threw my hat, took off my shirt, and just like left, but just like Antonio Brown in his last game.
That's why I'm going this weekend, Chicago, and it's like obviously Kyle's my guy, but like I'm not like I'm going in this weekend just like I'm wearing Chase stuff. I'm rooting for Chase. Kyle's not good because like I don't want to go there like and like talk myself into like Kyle like having a good race and be like, let's fucking go, Kyle. And then like I'm all the way like just spent so much money on this trip to go around watch Kyle run 25th and fucking like so like I'm just like mentally like already yes, Kyle's gonna have a bad race. We're gonna root for Chase. Like
I'm just waiting for college football at this point. I'm ready for real sports. Fuck it. I'm done.
No more is bullshit.
I've checked out. When's college football start?
Who's winning the Natty?
Georgia.
Probably.
Fuck.
Georgia, Ohio State.
Yeah, he's probably right.
I
hate to say it, but he's probably right.
Neither one of them, I hope.
We both did.
Don't sleep on Oklahoma State though.
Me and him did our like 12 teams to think we're gonna make the playoffs. So we both had Tennessee in it.
I can see that. Yeah. I saw a stat. Last time Tennessee made the College World Series in 1951, they ended up winning a national championship in football.
No
now we
shit.
gotta put money down on them for the natty.
Yeah, I'm just saying when Auburn sneaks into that 12 spot now, don't get too rowdy.
Hey, I don't mind Auburn. Can you just beat Auburn? Can you just beat Alabama, please?
God, dude,
All right.
this year.
That blue is mine, and then William Luke's is the bottom one.
Okay, but I see Georgia, Ohio State. I see LSU. I see Notre Dame, Texas. Is that Utah?
Yeah, because the top 4 is conference champions. So I think
Okay.
Utah's going to win the Big 12.
We disagreed on that.
Yeah, he's got Oak State winning Big 12.
They're good.
Oregon. I see. Okay, I see Tennessee. I see Ohio State, Michigan. What's number 12?
Liberty.
Oh, okay. Shout out William Byron.
Because there's a spot for a group of 5 team. So that's
right,
probably going to
yeah.
be the 12th spot. Probably going to be Liberty. So, but yeah. So, yeah, we both had Tennessee in there. So,
Yeah,
shout out to that.
they can do it.
We're some sharps.
Dude, I think they got like plus like 125 odds to make the playoff too. Like they got pretty good odds to make it.
I mean, I'm looking at their schedule right now. I can either see them going either 10-2 or 9-3.
Yeah. Like I think they're going to beat Bama this year. I'm not just like saying that because like I think
it's at home and it's a
Yeah.
revenge game without Nick Saban. So good shot.
plus
Just
170 to make the playoffs.
Just for the love of God, don't fucking lose to Florida.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah,
not
they
lose
fucked
to
that
Florida
up
teams.
last year.
Like,
always lose to Florida.
yeah, it pisses me off.
But-
Florida sucks, dude. Like,
Yeah.
why are we losing to Florida?
I mean, dude, they had fucking Anthony Richardson. He goes to the NFL and looks like a fucking baller, and like he's at Florida and they went fucking 6-6.
That's what's gonna happen with Graham Mertz. He's gonna be good in the NFL because of this. Calling it.
Graham Mertz just sucks.
No, he's
Well, remember, he broke his shoulder like into the season last year. So how's that going to go?
He did versus Missouri. He's good now though. He'll be back for week 1.
Oh, okay. But yeah, what's this racing show?
I say, yeah,
Like-
we got Chicago this weekend. Come on.
Well, we didn't even. We're still on fucking. I think like overtime number 3 at this point. But I don't even remember what's going on at this point. I'm Kyle wrecked. That sucked. Obviously, me and Dalton were pissed. I was texting you during it too, and you're just like, I'm so fucking done, dude.
I said I've had enough. I'm out. Fuck this.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all. It's definitely frustrating times. And dude, I saw a stat where it's like over the last however many races, like who scored the least amount of points. It's like Austin Dillon has scored the least. Harrison Burton's right above Austin Dillon, and then Kyle Busch is right above Harrison Burton. Like,
Yeah, and I saw a stat. Someone said of when Trump visited the Coke 600 and sat on the RCR pit box. They said before that they only had like 1 DNF, and then
Oh,
now they
God.
got 5.
Oh,
dude, your boss must have fucking he must be motherfucking y'all to death right now.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean,
Does RC cuss? Like he seems like the
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
guy who like he does.
yeah,
See, he seems like he struck me as like maybe like the kind of like old dude who like doesn't cuss.
Well,
Like,
he said he was going to kick Ricky Stenhouse's ass if he got even close to Kyle after the 600 when they got in the fight at North Wilkesboro. Yeah.
he
tried to
works
kick his ass.
for RCR by the way.
really?
Yeah.
No shit. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's legit.
He raps the cars.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I figured we should give John that context too.
I was about
But-
to say, like,
Yeah, that's his. So yeah, old RC's his boss.
oh, hell yeah. That's just how it works for RCR. Kyle
Yep.
Busch fan, hates Joey Logano. I'm starting to put the pieces together. I'm starting to
Yep,
get it.
there we go.
Has he given you guys watches?
No, not yet. I mean, well, we can't get anything now because we're, I don't know, dude. Hopefully we'll get something like when we start winning races, but
Dude, if Kyle leaves RCR, you staying at RCR, you
oh
following
yeah,
Kyle.
yeah. I'm not leaving.
Like if Kyle went to he wouldn't like it wouldn't be till next year anyway, or the year after next year anyway. But
No, I'm pretty committed. There's no sense of me leaving. I mean, yeah, it would suck, but like that's not gonna make me quit. Like what if he did leave and I tried going there, but I don't get the job? Then I'm screwed. So like.
dude, that would be pretty dedicated if you're like the guy who wraps cars and you're just like, that's my fault. I'm following my driver.
Yeah.
Like, that would be pretty dedicated.
It's
shit.
not that easy though. I mean, you can't just
Oh, I
Yeah,
imagine, dude. Like, how the fuck? So, how did you even find out about the job to start with? I don't even think I even asked. Like, where do you go and like find like NASCARs? Like,
I went to Fan Day last year, and a guy who worked as the fab shop there, him and I just met up. Like, he followed me on Twitter for a long time, and then he texted me like when I went to Fan Day. Like, he asked me if I was going, and that's when I got to know him. That's when I knew he worked there. And then he told me like, "Hey, we're hiring." I'm like, "Oh well, I've always wanted to wrap cars. Like, is there an opening for that?" And he said, "Yeah. So when you come down for Fan Day, I'll have you talk to the graphics people, and then see what happens." And here I am.
damn, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
like,
legit.
I never asked you that because I was just like, I'm sure you can't just like go on Indeed and find like Richard Childress Racing like jobs. Like,
Yeah.
So,
It's gonna be hard looking for that on LinkedIn.
yeah,
You gotta know people.
yeah, yeah, dude, that's fucking sick. Even though this year, obviously, on the track hasn't been off, it's still
like Twitter sucks, but you just gave an example, Travis. But at the same time, like you meet a lot of cool people and a lot of good things happen out of it. Like because of that, I would have never met you. I never met all these people that I'm friends with.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
no doubt. Like I love this community that we're a part of, and like that, like the friendships we've gotten to make, and just like, you know, I've always like, I think all of us like doing these podcasts and like tweeting and like it's all like because like we're all trying to do the same thing. Like we're just trying to have fun, talk about racing, and like that's what it all comes down to. And I think it's so cool that we're all able to like connect in this way and like help each other. Like obviously, like you guys have had me on your show a couple times, and you've been on here a bunch, and like all you have, like you and Cooper and Bailey, and it's like, you know, like we've all gotten to know each other and become like pretty good friends, just like through talking about racing online. It's like for as the downfalls of social media, like there's a lot of good stuff too.
Yeah.
And, like this is like the good stuff that comes from it. I mean, obviously, like if social media like never existed, like you just described, like you're probably not like working where you are right now.
No.
Like,
and what's funny is like our parents told us a long time ago, never talk to strangers online. But
yeah.
The best rule we ever broke was
unfortunately did not listen to that. It worked out well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, I know. I'm sure it's probably a pretty good times there for sure. I mean, even though the racing's not going well, I'm just day-to-day life. It's got to be pretty cool just to be a part of that operation.
I still got faith. I mean, we'll get back on track. We just got to get a spark. Like if we can just get lucky and get a top 5, get a win, I feel like that'll cure everything. That's just the problem. It's just like we just can't find that right now. Like we get close and then something stupid happens, like the 5,000 overtimes, and then we're back to square one again.
You said you got I was thinking to ask too. So you said they give you hot passes for like a couple races, right?
Yeah, just the South races, like the ones that are close. Mostly Darlington or Charlotte, Martinsville, and I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this place is close.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I didn't know if you just got to pick like whatever races you want to use those at, or like because I was like, I don't think I've seen you use any of them yet this year.
Because I just wanted to like sit with Dakota's boys.
Yeah, are you planning on using those like later this year?
My last races that I'm going to are I'm not going back to another race to Atlanta. I'm going on top of the bus again, like we did for the 600. We're all planning our Bristol night race trip again right now. So we're doing that. And then I'm doing the Charlotte Roval. The bus is going to be there for that weekend too. So I'm going to do that. Maybe Martinsville.
Dude, I've had hot passes at Martinsville before. I just like, if you get to pick, like that's a track to do it, dude. Cause it's like you don't have to walk a million miles. It's like, it's so small. And like everybody's right on top of each other. Like you just bump in. Like, dude, I was like, Martinsville, like the pits are so small. It's just like you see everybody, and it's like you got easy access to. Like, dude, I was literally just like walking and talking to Ward Burton a couple years ago in the pits at Martins. It was before the Xfinity race and Jeb's racing. And like Ward Burton's just hanging out, like walking around. It's Martinsville. Everybody's kind of so packed. So I just happened to be like walking beside Ward Burton, and I was just like, "Hey, how's it going, Ward?"
I had hot passes for Bristol one time. And that's how we end up sitting on the Infield Care Center rooftop.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking to me about that.
Yeah,
before.
that I thought that was sick.
I had to this is like, yeah, like literally just walking out and talking to Warburton.
Dude, that guy's a badass. Just I love his snake videos.
Dude, yeah, he's fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
he's so like, just like, that was the second time I met him because like he was doing a thing at Darlington earlier that year, and I like I had an old Warburton shirt that I wore, and like I wanted to go meet him. Like I thought it'd be cool to meet him. He came down off the stage and like I had the Warburton shirt on. I'm like, that's a nice shirt you got on. He's like,
This
pulls
video's
out his
funny when the
marker.
snake
He's like,
almost bit him.
what'd you say?
This one was funny when the snake almost bit him.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to
You
find
follow
it.
him?
Hold up.
Like,
I do not. I need
It
to.
was so funny.
So Snake almost bit him?
Yeah, it was the first snake video. He does this like every time he finds one in his backyard. Oh, here it is.
It's just, he's always doing some cool like, dude. Yeah, he's.
Jeez, yeah.
Hell yeah, Ward. Dude, I love Warburton.
Hey, he took it like a champ, though. He took it like a champ, you know?
Dude, he like wasn't even phased. Just pulled that hand back.
No,
Yeah.
listen, he just goes like, "Oh, that got me there."
He said, "Brock got me there."
What a badass.
Hell yeah, Ward.
Anyway, it's a black rat snake.
That's a fucking great American right there.
Great way to kick off the
Dude,
floor.
Travis, excuse me, John. After the show's over, look up Warburton trying to say cat skid steer loader. It is the funniest thing you'll ever watch.
All right, man. Yeah, I come from the construction world, so we use those all the time. We talk a lot
So the
about
quick
those.
context,
Oh, yeah.
like Caterpillar was a sponsor, like back when he drove the 22, and he had to do a sponsor read on this radio show called a cat skid steer loader, like where you can like win a contest for it, and he struggled to say it like with his accent. It was so
All
funny.
right. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, Ward is quite the character. Yeah, I guess we got finished wrapping up Nashville at some point because we still got to talk about Chicago. So
Yeah.
yeah, Joey Logano won. Fuck that. I don't know how he saved that.
Yeah, I
much
don't give a
gas.
shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, credit to him for saving that much gas because that was fucking crazy. So was that thing cheated up or not?
I'm sure it was.
Yeah. All right, that'll put a bow on Nashville. Playoff bubble is getting thin. Chicago. You fucking ready?
Chi-Town, brother. Let's go.
You fucking ready? I got my fucking CM Punk tattoo right here. Basically a Chicago flag.
I'll say it. I don't know. I've been watching the weather all week. I'm ready to get out of this hell weather.
Oh
I went
my
and go
God.
to highs of 84. Well, right getting the breeze right off the lake. You know, it's gonna be great.
I'm very jealous of you guys. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey man, come on through. It's what, 11-hour drive? Not too late.
I'm not the biggest street race fan. I mean, I'm gonna watch, but I'm still at the same time still kind of pissed off for the 600. So I'm kind of like boycotting to Atlanta.
Just get you some nice deep dish pizza. That'll cool off. It'll be good.
Oh, go to Rosati's when you get there.
Okay.
That was the best Chicago pizza I've ever had.
Gotcha.
Dude, I think for the as far as the street course, like number one is a lot better race last year than anybody thought it was going to be, and I myself included. Like I didn't think it was going to be a great race, and it was. It was very. I mean, we were watching it. We still got 20 laps left to watch once we get done this. Like, yeah, the traffic jam. Yeah, that shit was funny. Yeah, I mean, it's a great event for the sport, and like why, like as a fan, like I definitely like really wanted to go to is like we see with the LA Coliseum. They did that for 3 years. They're not doing it again next year. I think it's a thing like they're going to do for a few years to grow the sport, attract some new fans. I don't think it's something they're going to do forever. So like I want to appreciate an event like that while it's here because like I personally don't see NASCAR. Number one, I don't think the city's going to want to continue to do it past when the contract ends.
I think after next year they're done.
Yeah. So that's what they did. They did 3 years with the Clash at the Coliseum. That's done now. They'll probably do 3 years Chicago street course, and I imagine that'll be done. So it's just like it's something you're not going to get to see a lot in our lifetimes. It's like this is only the second time they've done it, and it's like that's why I was like, this is an event that I just like. I'd be remiss if like I didn't experience it like while it's here, and it's something that that me and you and everybody else who goes what I feel like and why I think like if you're a race fan and you have the means to go, I think it's like a race that you should really try to go to. It's just like it's something in 30 years when it's not a thing anymore. And you'd be like, yeah, they raced on the streets of Chicago for 3 years. Like that was a thing. We went
around a park.
Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think it's awesome. It's a spectacle. You're getting so many new eyes on the sport. It's like I'm a huge fan of it. I wasn't I didn't think it was going to be like an amazing race, and there's still a lot of negativity around it, but I don't get it, man. I think it's a cool event for the sport, and I'm very excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, but I hope y'all have a good time.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It'll be my first ever road course. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, you said you've been Atlanta and
Dega, and that is it. This is like the first real big one I'm going to.
Oh, you're a super speedway guy.
Yeah, big super speedway guy. But I'm looking forward to getting out of the comfort zone a little bit, going to travel, hopping on a plane and watching some good racing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about it. It's gonna be awesome. And Monday, I talked to Cody about it again today. We're still planning on we're gonna link our shows up, do a little bit of a mega show with you guys Monday night. So I am hyped for that. Talk to you guys again. I ain't been on your guys' show yet this year, so that'll be my first appearance there. I don't think I've been on since like after Atlanta last year when I was on with him.
Well, you were on the awards show last year.
That's right. I did. I presented an award. Man, I was pissed Cooper wasn't on there for that because I did like a whole promo for how great Hendrick is and my Chase Elliott shirt and everything, and then Cooper wasn't even on there.
Hey, let me ask you a quick question before we move on. So what was it like singing in front of a Nashville crowd with the Hawk Tour girl on stage?
God damn it. Hey, I'm repping, bro. Repping myself. Great American bar scene out tomorrow or in 2 hours. So, yeah, no, that was
congratulations.
That was something, man. That's man, I will tell you though. You bring it up. Those memes got old quick.
John, my contact picture for Travis is Zach Bryan's mugshot.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfectly fitting that thing. I'm gonna have to steal that idea for myself. I'm gonna have to change that up, update that contact info.
There you go.
He'd probably, if he ever heard this and like saw like what I look like, he'd probably be so insulted. I look like that fucking guy. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, he looks like you.
Yeah, there we go.
We call him a great value, Zach Bryan.
Yeah. I mean, I'll roll with it. I'm okay with it. Just like Jacob's great value, Tyler Childers.
That pisses him off.
Yeah. No, Cody made us take a picture together at Bristol last year, and it's like Zach and Tyler showed up to the race. Yeah. Yeah, what were we talking about? Chicago. Hell yeah. I mean, what do you think about the just like the race in general? Like, do you think so? If it's assuming it's dry this year and we don't get the rain tires again, I was saying to John earlier, like rewatching last year's. I think last year's race really benefited from the guys being on the wets and the track being wet. I think that helped the race. Do you think if it's a dry race this year, it will be as good or better or worse than last year?
I hope it's better, to be honest with you.
Sorry to cut. Did you like last year's race?
It was all right. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think it was race of the year, but I mean, I still enjoyed it for what it was. The rain really ruined a lot of stuff last year. Like it ruined all like the events outside the race weekend, like the concerts and everything. Like the Xfinity race didn't even get to halfway, and they never ran it back going. Like they just canceled it, so that sucked. But yeah, like I said, like the forecast for the Xfinity race looks really good. So very curious to see like how they do with the great weather. And also, I don't know if you remember last year, well, you guys are rewatching, I know, but they did not have double file restarts last year the whole day. So
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how that goes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think the wet conditions played a big part in that last year. So I assume if we're dry this year, like it'll definitely there's definitely and I was talking to him about that earlier when we were rewatching last year's. It's like, guys were already kind of getting a gap and getting a run going into one. So guys would try to send it into one and you couldn't really get to the guy's bumper because he already had a good enough gap. Now it's gonna be there might be some interesting incidents going in there with double file restarts. But aren't they moving the restart zone back? Isn't that something they did? Or
I didn't hear anything about that. You might be right, but
I'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously NASCAR is gonna try to avoid that being the case because they don't want another COTA situation. But I definitely feel like if we got double file restarts there, which we didn't get to see last year, there's definitely going to be some guys making some dive bombs there into one and trying to be a hero, and we'll get to see some. I mean, Indy a couple years ago too.
Yeah.
Dude, I went to Indy last year because of that race a couple years ago where everybody's dive bombing into one. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna sit right here by turn one and watch all these wrecks happen.
Another gap.
Nobody did it last year. I was a little disappointed about that. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I guess we got anything else to touch on? Any news we missed or anything?
Actually, Hooters apparently not sponsoring Chase Elliott anymore.
Yeah, dude, that one hurts, bro.
Yeah, so I heard about this on the radio, literally the week before the race, and they said that Hooters was closing stores all across the country. They haven't been doing good for a while now. Now it's finally getting bad enough to where they have to start closing places. So
they closed the one in Macon where I used to live. Because it was I still follow the local news channel there, and basically they said they were going to close in a week, and then the same day they said they were going to close a week. It was 6 o'clock, and they're like, "All right, everybody leave, we're closed," and they just shut the store down in the middle of the day. Yeah, they just told all the employees to go home and everything.
That's a big loss, though.
Yeah, dude, that
store sponsor back in the day, and it came back, and now it's gone.
Just a great sponsor. I mean, just a fun brand, obviously, to have in the sport. Some of the best paint schemes, some of my favorite.
Oh yeah,
paint schemes. I think last year's with the teal. That's one of my favorite paint schemes of all time.
The Night Owl was pretty badass.
Yeah.
The 2018 one where it was just white and a little bit of orange on the side.
Yeah,
I think that was my all-time favorite.
The 2017. When he still drove the 24 as well with the pinstripes on it. That one was sweet.
Hold on. I'm pulling it up here for you.
Yeah, there were some good Hooters, but they went out on top. They did do that.
They did, yeah.
They got that win at Texas, and they bounced. I did notice after that got announced, the Hooters racing account hasn't even tweeted since that Texas race.
Oof.
They knew.
Yeah, this is something that's been coming for a minute.
Yeah, this one right here.
Oh yeah, that's the clean one.
That's a good one.
I don't know, man. The Night Owl is just so.
I think last year's is my favorite with the teal.
Oh yeah, this one. I forgot about that. This one's sick.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I got obviously the old Alan Kowicki schemes too. I gotta pull this one up.
Yeah, the merch was pretty cool.
Oh, dude, I have so many Chase Elliott Hooter shirts. Dude, this one this bad boy right here. If I can get this one, last year's. That teal, man.
Oh,
damn.
Yeah, that's classic. Oh, I love that.
So clean. This year's is really cool too, and it went out a winner.
Well, it only ran 1 week, didn't it? Or no, it ran twice.
Yeah, Atlanta and then Texas. Yeah, that sucks, man. And I mean, yeah, we'll see. I just know retail stores What was that?
I was telling me it was done charging.
Oh, okay. I just know, like, restaurants and retail stores are just having a hard time right now in general. It makes me worried for Cheddar's. I hate that. I didn't know if I want to say it or not, but I hope they're doing all right.
I mean, yeah, actually, their sales went up ever since they started sponsoring Kyle.
Really? I mean, it's good investment.
Yeah.
I hope that I just like so many restaurants are like Red Lobster went down. Buffalo Wild Wings is struggling. Like,
I mean, Pizza Hut's not doing the damn buffets anymore.
sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Red Lobster.
Yeah, RIP Red Lobster.
Lost a good one.
You know the one in Montgomery is the only one still open in Alabama?
No shit.
Yeah, the one in Montgomery is still open,
Get your
still
cheddar biscuits
survives.
while you still can.
Dude, the day all that shit came out, I was like, I'm going to fucking Red Lobster tonight. I don't know how many more times I'm gonna have this. Like, literally nobody was there. We were the only people in the store, and I was like, I want some fucking snow crab legs. Like, I want some cheddar biscuits. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to do this anymore.
Luckily, they sell them in the store still, so you can go ahead and get you a box if you still really.
They do.
Oh yeah.
I've never actually bought like the bags
They're
from
pretty
the
good.
store.
They're pretty good. Not the same as like going to a Red Lobster, but they still taste really good.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, this is probably like between this and M&M's is definitely like the saddest I've been about sponsors leaving.
Oh, M&M's hurt.
But at least M&M's, it's like we had a whole year to like be ready
Yeah.
for it, man. Just like Hooters, like
This
we
kid
got
in.
our boobies car just ripped away from us.
Yeah.
Like,
Who pulled a Carl Edwards?
no more. I did, man. Between the no more Monster Girls and no more Hooters, like NASCAR's having a hard time in the boobs department, I
Yeah,
guess.
we got the Celsius girls now.
Hey,
Yeah, that's true. We do have the Celsius girls.
No, we still got the Talladega infield.
We do have that. We do have that. That ain't going. I don't think that one's going anywhere.
No, it better not.
Dude, that shit. That shit kind of went viral this year.
Yeah.
Like it was getting tweeted off like just like mainstream accounts and stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, is this like every NASCAR race? And they were
Not
seeing,
everyone,
like,
but
videos
yeah.
of how they get feel.
That's on the stage. You
Yeah,
know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, dude. Oh shit. Anything we didn't touch on? You ready to make some picks?
Yeah, let's do it.
John, I know you had the story to tell about, but you want to wait till Monday?
Yeah, I'll wait till Monday for the big show. I got a little treat, a little backstory on the life of John. I got to share with you guys. It's pretty cool.
Family like racing heritage and stuff. It's a cool story. That's why I was like, save that for when we're doing the show with them and we have more than 12 people listening.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I did want to make sure like if
I
you're
got
like,
you, brother.
yeah,
That'll be cool.
there'll be a lot more people to hear that then.
Yeah.
So, but we'll save it for that. But all right, let me get these odds pulled up. I'm gonna get the FanDuel machine out.
Oh, the FanDuel machine. I like it.
That way we can make our picks.
Actually, be able to play some down this weekend.
Yeah, that's true. We'll be in Illinois, so we'll be able to use the apps. Yeah, I'm getting the odds pulled up. Are there no odds out right now? Oh, here it is. All right. Holy shit. Oh, that's... Dude. Okay, I did not expect this. You know who the favorite to win the race is?
SVG.
SVG? Dude, I did not expect him to be the favorite to win it again.
Shocker.
I didn't... Yeah, that one threw me for... I think he's going to run good again, but, like, dude, can he do that again?
He might, honestly.
Especially with how bad Colleague's been this year. Like,
Well,
that'll be interesting.
Can we go ahead all pick him for Xfinity?
Yeah.
We
I want to see what that's. I'm gonna. Yeah. I don't. They don't have Xfinity odds on FanDuel, but I do. What's he gonna be like? Minus 300.
It ain't gonna be much.
I mean, dude. Like, yeah. I mean, honestly, like, yeah, we've never done that before, but you're probably right. Like, do you think SVG is not gonna win the Xfinity race, John?
I mean, I think it's pretty clear. If you're, I don't know. I'm a betting man. I'm a bet SVG. I think he's got it. I mean, it's kind of hard not to when you saw what he did last year.
He is +1. Okay. So.
Okay.
Come on, focus, motherfucker.
It's got the auto on it.
All right, it's not working. But SVG +185, Kyle Larson +330, Ty Gibbs +450, AJ +650. If one of those four doesn't win, I'll cut a fucking toe off. Like, Like one of those, your winners from those four right there.
Yeah.
At the very worst. Yeah, Cole won last year. He's plus 1,800 in like the fucking 2-lap race, whatever
Well,
it was.
yeah. That was kind of fraudulent, but
All right, so we all go in SVG for Xfinity.
we might as well.
This is an SVG podcast right here. All right, yeah, let's do some cup picks then. I'll let you two go before me. And then we'll do the top 10 odds. Dalton, I'll send you like the screenshot to like for who to pick below for the top 10s again.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
John, you can go ahead and make your pick.
All right, for Cup, I'm gonna go Bell. I don't know. I have a good feeling. I mean, last year didn't have the best of luck out here, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like he did good at New Hampshire. I just kind of feel pretty confident about him. And like I said, I just got this weird gut feeling I can't really describe. I think I'm gonna go with Bell. So yeah, that was short, sweet, to the point, but that's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, I mean, we watched last year's race earlier, and I forgot like rewatching that race that Bell like really dominated like the first over half of that race. So that's a good pick.
Thank you.
What you thinking, Dalton?
All right, don't call me crazy. I actually, this might not be a crazy pick. You might like this. Justin Haley.
Whoa! Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Remember, he finished second last year.
To win the race, you're going with Haley.
Yes.
Wow.
All right.
Or remember, him and SVG were in that insane battle at the end of it. And Justin Haley's brought Rick Ware Racing to life, so I'm sticking with that.
That is plus 8,500 if you want to throw some points.
Oh my God, dude.
That is $10 to win $850.
I just might do that, honestly.
How's Bell looking on there?
Bell is plus 650.
Okay, all right.
So SVG is plus 550, Larson plus 650, Bell plus 650, Reddick plus 700. Yeah, those are the top ones. Who's winning the race?
Who'd y'all say?
He took Christopher Bell and he took Justin Haley.
I'm going John.
All right, I like it.
He just couldn't think of one other NASCAR
Hey,
driver.
I'm not complaining.
He's like, I like John's pick.
Hey, with the luck I've had last little spree of betting, I need some more people on my side, man. It's been brutal out here.
I'm rooting everybody. I'm on your side.
All right, I'm going another guy who got a good finish here last year. We just talked about him a little bit. In honor of Hooters, Chase Elliott. Ring siren. I think Chase Elliott takes home the checkered flag in Chicago.
You know, that was my second choice. I was actually going. I was feeling this. It's gonna be one of the two.
I already picked Chase in the pick'em, so
I'm
like,
I'm gonna pick a Bell probably here in a minute.
I'm really like that's why I really feel strong about Chase this weekend. He's had such a good year too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dalton, I sent you the list to pick the top 10 from. Who's your top 10 underdog? Good bet.
So hard for me to decide because I don't know who's good here and who's not.
Anybody from Bowman down.
Yeah.
Pick a top 10 long shot that you like. All right.
I am going. This is tough. This is tough. I'm gonna go Chase Briscoe at 360 or no 380. Excuse me.
All right. Who did you say?
So for no rhyme or reason, I'm gonna go Zane Smith at plus 550.
All right. I'm gonna go a little off the wall with mine, like way down the board, but guy who's a good road racer. He's a good road racer in the lower series. We've seen this team have some good runs this year. We were just talking about Justin Haley. Maybe things get a little crazy. I'm going with Kaz Gralla plus 1,100.
Okay.
He's a good road racer. He was always good on road courses and trucks and Xfinity whenever he ran. And, you know, Rick Ware has flexed a little bit of speed this year sometimes. So I'm going with Kaz Gralla, way down the board, top 10 underdog.
got the.
Oh God.
I'll see if I got. No, I don't have it.
Well,
I'll see if I had the signed card to pull out for you, buddy.
for
Not.
Casgrowla. Oh damn. You just got a Casgrowla autograph
I got,
hero
I
card.
got Austin Hill, but
Yeah, we got your boy sitting above us. You see him there? Kind of.
kind
That's
of
autographed.
big Austin Hill guy.
Oh yeah, he loves Austin Hill.
Hey, he's my boy.
There you go.
There you go. Good, nice.
Hey, let's go.
There was both Atlanta races. First time met, it was the one he won. It was great. Second time's where he got spun out. A little not so great at beating them, but it was pretty cool.
I'll never forget the time he punched the shit out of Mike Snyder at Martinsville.
Oh, send him to the fucking shadow realm.
He said
That motherfucker went. Like, that looked like a fucking cartoon. Like, God
That was
damn, that was a fucking punch. Now, how did Ricky get fucking $75,000 and Austin Hill fucking sent Myatt Snyder into fucking
No man's land.
yeah, and didn't get a dime? Like,
I don't know.
it's
NASCAR we're talking about here.
Yeah, honestly. Well, damn good show. You stepped in last second. You killed it as always. We appreciate having you on again. John, first time appearance. You'll be back. We'll both be back Monday, and we'll have a solid crew for Monday's show. You guys got any parting shots before we call it a wrap?
I'll just say thank you so much for having me on. It was a great experience.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to the Chicago race. Hopefully, it'll be some good racing. Getting out there and
We are at your house, so you were
That's
kind
true,
of on here
that's
by
true.
default.
it's true. I'm just saying, but yeah, I still appreciate it.
Oh,
And
yeah. Anytime, dude.
looking forward to Monday. It'll be good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Travis, once again for calling me last minute. It's always fun talking to you, as always. You guys enjoy the race this weekend because I sure as hell won. I'm ready to get hurt again. But yeah, safe travels tomorrow night. You guys have a great weekend, and can't wait to have you on the podcast on a Monday.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Take it easy.
Sir.